back when she was painting the murals, the Capitol was for men only. Matter of fact, women were not allowed to roam around the Capitol freely. They had to stay over right which is now the Lieutenant Governor's office. There was a waiting room where women would be allowed to come in and sit down and wait to be escorted to wherever they were going to be going. But they were not allowed to roam freely. And it was so pathetic that Violet Oakley, who was commissioned to paint these murals, was not allowed to be in the Capitol to paint them here. She painted them in her barn. And then they moved them here to put them up. But she did a wonderful job, as you can see. And fortunately, we got away from that, and women are allowed in. Matter of fact, we have women senators. So we came a long way, baby, I guess you could say, going forward. I want you to, with my tours, I always point out some of the foolishness that has been going on in the history of our legislature, because corruption is not new. And lobbying and influence of lobbying is not new. If you take most of these chairs sitting around, those bigger chairs, they still cut them here, but back when the railroads basically were the protected industry of the state, their lobbyists would literally sit on the session floor, and they would literally coerce their colleagues to, you got to make this vote. So that's not allowed anymore. The lobbyists are not allowed. The only people allowed on the floor are the senators when we're in session. The others would sit up there up in the gallery. The press, those are press boxes back there. The press can sit there and so forth. Now the other thing I want to point out is that, right now, and this is for the young people, how many members are there in the total General Assembly of Pennsylvania? 253. There's 50 state senators and 203 House members. Now we came to that number back after our third constitutional convention. Pennsylvania has had 4 state constitutional conventions. And after our third state constitutional convention, back when the railroad lobbyists were dictating from the floor and so forth, they thought that we would get to the present size by if we made the legislature large enough, they could not be bought off. That was the philosophy.